On February 12, 2025, the full moon emerges in the sign of Leo, bringing with it a surge of dynamic and transformative energies. This full moon forms a tense aspect with Uranus, the planet of sudden change and disruption. Such alignments often trigger unexpected events occurring in society in numerous challenging ways, sometimes geophysical, such as unusual weather events or even earthquakes, and even for us personally. Paying attention to world events a few weeks prior to each full moon can give us a clear sign of the theme we are walking through, building up to that exact date the full moon occurs, which is February 12, 2025. The moon and other planetary events with it build and build over the previous weeks with particular themes we can all witness going on around us until the moon reaches its full peak, a full moon. It's energies that have been coming to a head, leading to revelations and the breaking point. This period may feel tumultuous, but it can be a catalyst for necessary change, pushing people, agencies, organizations, and trends in society to a breaking point of an awakening in order to redirect us back on track again and realign ourselves to possibly some higher destiny. With transiting Uranus squares and oppositions in our own astrology cycles or in the world's, as in the case of this late January up through February 12, 2025, it's partially upsetting, can be very, very scary and disturbing. Yet there is always an element of breaking something up in order for the light to shine down hard and clear out the old ways. What each full moon theme is for the weeks prior will depend on how the full moon on the day it is exact, such as the full moon chart for February 12th will be aspecting or connecting with the other planets in the solar system. The February 12th chart of the full moon has a clear square to the moon in Leo and the sun in Aquarius on that day. Of course, there are other factors involved in our recent world events. This is simply one more factor to include in our analysis of the times we are living in our first quarter of 2025. Mighty God Presence I am, divine angels and archangels, shield me now from any negative and disruptive energies amplified through this full moon at 24 degrees Leo, square Uranus at 23 degrees Taurus. I call for the diffusing and mitigation of any disruptive, unusual situations occurring and create a dome of protection and calm, order and safety around all crowds, gatherings, and situations where there is potential for disruptive events in any way. This full moon challenges us to remain clear and confident within ourselves, no matter what conflict, incidences, disappointments, shock, or hiccups might disrupt our everyday life. Stay on track, remain true to your inner calling amidst external chaos. It's a test of perseverance, urging us to navigate unexpected circumstances without becoming triggered during this cycle. One of the best things to do during this full moon period is to rethink all the things in your life that you might be vulnerable to, the cracks in your foundation, and seal them up if you can. This will at least bring you a sense of being proactive to secure a plan for your money, your personal situations, or anything that you may feel you need to feel somewhat more in control. The Leo-Aquarius axis emphasizes leadership and community. Whether it is your own leadership over others or subjected to the leadership or authority of others to you in our lives, including the political scene at this time, one way or the other, this is the axis of the polarization between these two signs we're dealing with. With Uranus's influence, established structures are seriously disrupted because Uranus is bisecting this axis and making a right angle to the Leo and a right angle to the Aquarius. With Uranus's influence, established structures are seriously disrupted, prompting us to rethink and innovate. This period encourages breaking free from outdated ways of living and thinking. Yet with Uranus, there will usually be some kind of upsetting issues. Financial motivations will also come into play, urging changes in how resources are managed, both personally, nationally, and globally. To walk through this full moon cycle with an attitude of it being a strong period for awakening and transformation will help us a lot. We need to research what's going on out there, maybe researching a couple of past recent startup articles on starfires.com, researching other great astrologers in their analysis of what has been happening, also political analysts that you trust. We can grasp pretty quickly that there's an overhaul of our systems going on at this time. A lot of this can be attributed to Pluto moving in the early stages of Aquarius, which is, by the way, the zodiac sign that is tied to the planet Uranus, and it's occurring now for 20 some years. And also the grouping of several planets: Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Saturn, Neptune, the North Node, and then soon on March 29, the solar eclipse, all in Pisces Aries. And all of these are making supportive connections to Mars, that is also retrograde, and the stronger social planets such as Pluto and Uranus. We also have that solar eclipse now that is coming up on March 29 at 9 degrees Aries, which is just triggering one more event to launch a new way of living and thinking. Trust in your inner guidance, stay the course, and if there was ever a time to be practical, logical, and take care of business, it's now. We are emerging out of this old, archaic period, and we are in an intense transition towards transparency and change, ending up hopefully in a much stronger place.